Like and subscribe on the way in the door, my people. I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Fanboys, I hope your day is going terrible. So, you see the title of the video. I'm sure most of you, all of you know by now that Lebron James and JJ Redick have started a podcast together. I think it's called Mind the Game. And if you've seen the first episode, you know that they kind of started out talking about basketball plays, kind of getting specific into some play details and that kind of thing. And you know, to me, it just came off as kind of arrogant. And LeBron James made some pretty arrogant statements, you know, that's not uncharacteristic for LeBron James, but saying, you know, I have teammates who can't even just flip a play around, you know. If they run it from one side of the court, they can't just flip it to the other side. You know, I've been doing that since I was 8 years old because I'm so brilliant. You know, I am the chosen one. So, yeah, you know, more or less, LeBron James patting himself on the back while... Okay, I'm going to stop. But anyway, yeah. So, when I saw LeBron James was doing a podcast with JJ Redick, I thought that was an interesting choice of all the people he could have did the podcast with. Because JJ Redick is no one of any kind of significance, you know. So, yeah, it was just an interesting choice to me. Well, Stephen A. Smith, on his show, basically came out with why he chose JJ Redick. And it seems like the long and short answer is because, you know, JJ Redick is somebody who would go to bat for him and help control the narrative, with JJ Redick also being a part, you know, of mainstream media and some of these various sports shows. He's a guest on what's Stephen A. Smith's show, First Take. He's a guest on there quite a bit. So Stephen A. Smith thinks that, you know, this was a purposeful choice to, again, help further control the narrative, and that makes perfect sense to me. And Stephen A. Smith goes on to say, well, that won't work on me. Unfortunately, Stephen A. Smith, I got bad news for you. It already has worked on you. It has already worked on you because you think LeBron James is actually number 2. If you think LeBron James is the second greatest player to ever play the game, to me, you have already been brainwashed by the media. Again, to me, the way he has earned his championships should automatically knock him out the top 5. Probably top 10. But the way he has earned his championships, again, you know, for you fanboys who've been constantly, again, y'all have gotten active again, you know, and we're going to look to remedy that. We're going to put you in the fanboy files and some other thing. I actually got some good stuff planned with some other content creators to combat this fanboy problem. So everybody stay tuned for that. But yeah, fanboys, I've said this many, many times. If you can look at compilations of your fake king, your false king, your king of self-praise, and look at that and not feel ashamed. You know, your king has flopping compilations. There is no other so-called superstar great that has flopping compilations. I'm starting to notice it looks like there have been carrying travel compilations turning up as well. Again, when it happens so often and so exaggerated that people are making compilations of this stuff, like, and you guys don't feel ashamed. Well, that says a lot about you guys. That says a lot about the people who think LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time, that you can just completely overlook that stuff. It says a lot about a person who has to try so hard to control the narrative. Here's a question for everyone listening, for especially for you fanboys, because I feel like everyone else knows the answer. But fanboys, I got a serious question for you. So if LeBron runs a successful campaign, because he is a politician, and I feel like this whole controlling the narrative is nothing more than running a campaign to try to convince everybody he's greater than he says he is. If he was somehow successful, which he won't be, because like Michael Jordan said, you can't fool the consumer. At least the smart ones, fanboys. And more importantly, you can't fool the majority of people. This is why 70% of people still believe Michael Jordan is the GOAT, because you cannot fool, you can say one thing, but then when people look at the tape, they see another. And most rational, logical people look at that and say, hey, it is no way on earth that this guy is better than Michael Jordan. But like I said, if he was somehow able to use the media and these narratives to actually convince a majority that he was actually the GOAT, you fanboys would actually feel satisfied with that? I mean, let me put it to you this way. If you guys were playing a game, it could be a basketball game, it could be a board game, it could be any kind of game, it could be a race, any kind of competitive thing, and you know that you cheated to win, like you could be okay with that, like in your soul. Because me, I think I would have to fess up. I would have to be like, hey, look, man. You didn't know this, but I was juicing. I've been juicing this whole time, man. I just got to be honest. This doesn't sit right with me, because you know that you didn't actually win. And here's the thing. LeBron James has done that on so many levels that, yeah, to me, it's a serious character flaw. And for you fanboys who are like ready to ride and die for this guy, who, again, you are in comments every single day, several times a day, defending this guy. Some of y'all ready to fight, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Some of y'all ready to fight to defend this guy. Yeah, that just says a lot about your character and lack of integrity. I mean, this guy has cheated the game on so many levels. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Like I said, I just saw this clip with Stephen A, and I've seen some other people cover it, and wanted to throw my 2 cents in. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith, you've already been converted. You've already fallen victim to the narrative, because you think this guy is the second greatest player to ever play the game, which is completely ridiculous. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you've gotten a chance to check out the Stephen A clip, do you agree with Stephen A that the reason he chose JJ Redick essentially is to have another pawn in the media to try to control the narrative? Because I feel like I 100% agree with that part. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.